What's up, guys? I tried to film this video outside, but once again it's too windy. I would have to put subtitles over everything that I say. It's not even enjoyable to watch them anymore. Some crazy stuff is going on. Let me know if you have heard about this or if you know anything similar. A German doctor spoke out and said that certain organizations, let's just say, such as the World Health Organization, have been using the same drugs on people who have unicorn as they use on people who have chemotherapy, the absolutely toxic blacklisted ones. That stuff simply kills you if you understand what unicorn actually is, if you can even say is to it, seeing as there's no proof that it even exists, then this should be called murder. Of course, you've got people there, such as the nurses, who simply follow orders. They don't understand what they are doing, and then the doctors, who for the most part are no better. And even if they understand anything, you gotta understand also that the hospitals, if you get any cases, get around 20K for the case, and then an extra 30K approximately, depends on the country and so on, if they die. So even if there are not some evil doctors in these hospitals, then they may simply turn a blind eye as to what's going on, but there are doctors and nurses who speak out about this. And also, they use ventilators, which are, of course, supposed to help these people breathe, with 5G technology. Not in every country, but in the United States, for example. So what is that going to do to your lungs, to your breathing? I've heard this a few times, that the people who supposedly have it have difficulties breathing. They go to the hospital, and when they are attached to any breathing machines, then the breathing automatically gets worse. Of course, they believe that the symptoms are simply getting worse because, of course, they have it. But what if it's actually all of these machines that do that? Also, not to mention, the pneumonia cases have completely gone down ever since it started. Of course, if you think about this, they have simply been replaced by unicorn. The death rates of pneumonia in hospitals have always been 8 to 13%. For unicorn, it's 8%. So it's even lower than pneumonia. Yet we still have all of these measures. It makes no sense at all. Then there's a banned video of a nurse in Latvia who said that the elderly people who have unicorn in the hospitals get drugs that they give you before a surgery that relax your muscles, but the dose is 4 times higher, which makes them basically into jelly. They can't do anything, they can't move their muscles, and a few days or maximum a few weeks later, they die. And nobody thinks about this or what. Well, some people do, such as the nurse, but most, again, turn a blind eye because, well, they tested positive, so at least we're gonna get some money for it. We try to treat them by drugging them to death. I mean, makes no sense at all. I wrote down some stuff here that I wanted to mention also. There won't be any vaccines for pregnant women. Again, why? If they are in any way safe, why? Because, of course, the baby inside, let's just say, would die or at least get severely damaged, and that would be a strong indicator. Whereas for a grown human, you get a lot of issues, but they are not as prominent. So, of course, you could blame it on something else or blah blah blah. But once a pregnant woman, the battery just died. But anyway, what I was trying to say is that if a pregnant woman gets the vaccine, then the damage will be absolutely visible, which is why they don't want to give it to them. It would expose the ingredients, let's just say. Also, 50% of Latvian and German doctors don't want to take it. They don't trust the vaccine. Why? Maybe the numbers for the other countries will come out, but I wouldn't be surprised if it's similar. They were going crazy with PCR tests, which is nothing to do with unicorn anyway, but that's another story. But this is the most popular test they've been using everywhere. And now they don't want to use it as much anymore. Coincidentally, around the same time when the vaccine is coming out. Why? Because, and this is what my mother thinks, once again, she's really into this stuff. We talk about it lately a lot. They are going to say that the numbers are going down because the vaccine is working, even though they will simply stop testing, because when they wanted stronger measures, then what they did was test more, and then the numbers went up. That's how stupid and simple the whole thing is. I was watching the news from the US yesterday, and they were already talking about special passports, IDs, tests that you will have to do to be able to travel, go to concerts, cinemas, and so on. Any kind of fun. Only the immunized will be able to do it. Which brings me to my last point, and I will post this picture somehow on Patreon if it's possible, or at least link it so you can see it. But the definition for herd immunity has been changed by the World Health Organization. It used to say that herd immunity is when a population is immune either through vaccination or immunity developed through previous infection. But now it says a concept used for vaccination in which a population can be protected from a certain virus in a threshold of if a threshold of vaccination is reached. How can people not understand what's going on still?